Hello and welcome to Paint It Hank. Let me make sure I got my microphone right. Paint It Hank on the road. I am your host, Adri, and I just got off a cruise literally last week today, so Friday, um, to the Bahamas on Carnival. I'm wearing my Carnival sweatshirt, as you can see, because my goal is to get every sweatshirt from every cruise that I've been on. Well, not every, but like one sweatshirt per cruise. So I have an MSC jacket. I have I have two Norwegian shirts, and then I have this. But yeah, so that's the goal. So that's what I'm wearing. And like the way I travel majority is cruises. So that's the plan. But today I'm going to tell y'all about this absolutely cool museum in Nassau. It's called the Nassau Pirate Museum, I think. If it's not, I'll put what the actual name is. But of course, it's in the city of Nassau. It's like maybe 3 blocks. I mean, you're gonna walk, but it's not too far from the cruise port, and it is one of the coolest museums I've been in. Um, if you know me, you know that I in addition to loving the medical field, I also love history, especially nautical maritime history. It's been a love of mine since I was a child because I live like 200 miles from the ocean and it kills me inside every day. So that's my way of getting my microdose of ocean. And I have a story that you will see on this channel. And if you don't see this video on my A Bomb Ass Pirate Story channel, and you see it on Paint It Hank, I have a channel that is basically my place to post the episodic story that I'm writing called A Bomb Ass Pirate Story. And yes, that is the title. So let's get into the museum though. So this museum is just really cool. Oh, first let me tell y'all, there's a restaurant attached to it that's very good. It's like literally next door. Um, they introduced me to the Calic Radler. Y'all, the lychee flavor. Oh, so good. I've got to try regular Calic beer, but that Radler is insane. If you like sweet stuff, yeah, it's amazing. If you like sweet alcohol. But back to the museum. So this museum has so much character. Like you walk in, and I wish I had a film us walking in into like the space before to pay for the tickets. But you walk in and it's in this like stone building, and there is, you buy your tickets are $14. I know for adults. I'll post how much children are. There are no discounts, just so you know, because my mom is the queen of discounts and she tried to get one for being a senior and the educator, but they don't have those. But you walk in, the lady behind the desk is dressed as a pirate and I was like, love it, because that's my aesthetic. And then there's another, like a tour guide, who explains to you like what you're about to see, and she says adjust your eyes, because once you walk in, and I'm gonna show you what we have here. um Once you walk into this very atmospheric exhibit. I mean, they have sound effects, they have, it's giving Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a comfort to me, like the ride, which is a comfort. Like it's like you expect to see Will Turner like walk out the door and you're like, oh, wrong island. But what you doing here, bro? There's like a replica of the bow of a, not the bow, the stern of a ship. Like you're basically on, and they say it, you're on the quay side, which is like pretty much where you would go to get on the ship, or where they would load goods and stuff like that on the ship. But you walk through there, and then they take you into like the history of piracy as it relates to the Caribbean and the Bahamas, especially Nassau, or Nassau Port, as Elizabeth Swann said to Jack Sparrow. You know, I had to put Pirates of the Caribbean reference in there. But, anyways, so you walk through there, and then they have these different, like, forgive me, I can't think of the word, but it's giving the cyclorama here in Atlanta. And I mean, but like on just like a smaller scale. So they have like scenes from piratical history. They have like the different or the way like a pirate ship was set up as far as like the politics of a pirate ship. So they have a live, not, well, it's not live, but it's a like like a, what's it called, tableau, I can't remember the word right now, but there's a scene, basically that's what it comes down to, of a man, and he's marooned, and it's that painting of the person being marooned. If you've ever seen that, I'll post a picture. It's that painting, but it's like done in this like scene style, which I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. And I'm gonna warn you, if you are somebody that is scary like me, um some of those like figures that they have are freaking realistic. They like, you think it's a person. And at one point there was a person, and my mom warned me. It was one of the museum workers. But it like, they're like, they got like whole expressions, and there are some parts of this museum, if you have children, that are a touch unnerving. So like, there's one part where they talk about the different punishments that a pirate would encounter from the government for that crime. And I mean, it's really kind of creepy. So you go into like this dungeon area, or like a prison, and there's a sound effect of a man being like, there's one of him praying, which for some reason it hit me, and it just made me feel kind of like, damn, you messed up, brother. But the other part was of this person literally being executed for piracy, and they show the gibbet, um which was a common way for like pirates to be punished. um oh, and there's another part of it that's really cool. So back to the quayside. So you walk to the quayside, and again, I'm gonna have my footage, but you walk to the quayside, and they take you into like the not the bowels, because the bowels would stink, but like the part of the ship where they would store like pigs and, animals and goods. And they also show it's just really atmospheric. That's what I love about it. Like, it's atmospheric, and it tells a story, and it also has artifacts too. um but there's sound effects in there as well. So like, there's a man, they're showing like how pirates dealt with, shall we say, healthcare. And trigger warning, this is it's graphic. Like, it even caught me off guard, and I'm not somebody that's completely squeamish, but I was like, oh. And then they do like the sound effect of this man being treated by the barber surgeon, who, if you know, he was quite literally the barber and the surgeon. So he's cutting your hair and cutting your skin open, right? To like take stuff out if need be. And they show a sick bay as well. But like, I love that. I love, like, they put so much love into this museum, and so much. It's just, I love it. It's like living history, but not living history. But the artifacts are also cool. So they have, um gold ingots and stuff like that. But what I love is the archaeological. Well, that's archaeological, but what the other archaeological stuff is, they have things that they found in the Bahamas and around the Bahamas, of like, for example, the onion bottle. And we still have these today. So what an onion bottle is, it's like I'm gonna post a picture, but it's like this, and then it has like a curve that comes like that. And these apparently were dug up somewhere, and you can, or pulled up from a ship, and you can see like where they had to be careful with it and clean it so that it wouldn't break, under, I'll say, modern pressure. They have a death mask of, I think he was like one of the, I want to say one of the last governors. No, he wasn't one of the last governors, royal governors of Nassau. He was this governor that was like really into getting these pirates up out of Nassau, out of the Bahamas. And they have his death mask. And yeah, I'm not somebody that's always like looking at race, but dude looks black. Like he's got the fullest lips I've ever seen. Somebody was lying. Somebody got a black grandmama. Very much giving Alan in the Sun. Side note. Hey, has anybody, since we're on the subject of the Caribbean, has anybody seen that movie? Because when James Mason was like, when he's trying to get in office, and he's like, I got a black grandmama, and we looking at, and I'm looking, everybody's looking at him like, if you don't sit your white behind down. But that's beside the point. Totally different part of the cruise itineraries. That's supposed to be in the Southern Caribbean. But anyways, so then you go into, like, they have a little hallway, and they show like piracy as far as like how it is in popular culture today. And they have a statue of Jack Sparrow, which, I mean, it's cool. I took a picture with it because of course I did. But they also have these like vintage movie posters, like the classic pirate movies. They, so it's a couple of them. I know they had like an Errol Flynn one. They have this like one that I don't think many people know about, but that's always on FX movie channel or FXM, with Gene Peters. I'll post the name of the movie up here, but great movie. By the way, uh being that it was done, I think, in the late 40s, early 1950s. There's some messaging in there about women, but whatever. Um, good movie. It's just a good movie to get kind of like, you just have it on and get lost in. But yeah, this museum is amazing. They have a pretty cool gift shop. I didn't buy anything because the gift shop is kind of pricey for the stuff I wanted. Because, I love, as you can see behind me, I got a map of vintage Florida, from when we went to St. Augustine last year. But I love those kind of maps. And understandably, those maps were expensive. Um, when you go out, they have a courtyard. It's really nice. Like, I don't know if it's part of the restaurant or the museum, because the restaurant is part of the museum. But they have an area where, if you are so inclined, you can take a picture in the stocks. My mom was like, absolutely not. That's on some slavish. But I was ready to go in there and just be like, serve some looks. Um, so if you want to do that, it's there. If you don't, it's also cool. Like, I get it. But it is gorgeous. That museum, I was thinking about something else, but that museum, I love it. No, it is gorgeous. It's amazing. Highly, highly recommend when you go to Nassau. And you know what? I'm gonna give you another tip, another area to go to in Nassau. Now, we had to take a long route to get around it because Parliament was just beginning to be in session because they just had their elections. And that was also a cool thing to see. We got to see, Parliament, but we ended up going to this place called the Queen's Staircase. So the Queen's Staircase, it's an oasis. It is literally an oasis. And like when I showed people pictures on the boat that like had dinner with us, they were like, because we were at a shared table, they were like, "Is this in Nassau?" And I was like, yeah, this is in the city, right next to, I think it's the Princess Margaret Hospital. But these stairs were built by enslaved people. There are, I believe it's 66 stairs built in honor of Queen Victoria, it's said. And they say that what I've heard is that it like represents the amount of years that she reigned as queen in England. That's what I've heard. Not too sure on that. But it's 66 stairs. We didn't go up the stairs. We just awed at like the beauty of the area. But at the top of the stairs is Fort Finn Castle, which, have I been to Fort Finn Castle? I think I planned to go. We went to another fort when we went to Nassau the first time, but um yeah, it's like this gorgeous oasis. Like I can't, just look at the pictures I'm about to post. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can take a taxi there if you're not into walking. Um but we're walkers, so we walked all over Nassau. We went by Parliament, we went by the Queen's Staircase, we went by, there's a museum there. Well, there's several museums, but there's like one museum for the Historical Society of Nassau, or I believe of the Bahamas, that we walked by. But yeah, Nassau is a gorgeous city. So take away from this video: the Pirate Museum, the Queen's Staircase. They have some historical museums you can go to: Fort Finn Castle, Fort Charlotte. We did not get to go to Junkanoo Beach, but I heard it's lit. So um that is another place you can go. But this video, primarily we're talking about the Queen's Staircase, and of course the first subject, the Pirate Museum. um so if you ever are in Nassau, check those places out. Also, oh wait, the Queen's Staircase, hold up, when you go in there, it's so cool because they have like a waterfall, so like it's like a million degrees cooler than around the rest of the city. If you're not used to like humidity and heat, it's, once you get there, you can kind of sit and rest and, chillax. But yeah, that is the end of the video. So I will be posting more travel videos. I tend to do this in the summer because we just traditionally travel in the summer. So these videos will come up every once in a while when we go out of town, especially if I find somewhere interesting for y'all. So for if you're interested, like if I think y'all are into this, I will definitely be like, yeah, let me talk about this. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And you can also follow me on TikTok, which is at Hank Blue Ree. Is it? If it's not, I'd listen. My brain is still on vacation mode, which is crazy because it's been a week. But also have a Instagram, 2 Instagrams. So I'm the right one. What is it, 2989? Again, y'all, vacation brain. And of course, my YouTube Instagram is paint_it_hank21. So thanks for watching, and bye.